They say everything is tied by the ribbons of fate itself, that it decides where we go in life, and we can't do a thing about to change any of that. But there are those who can defy both fate and destiny. They are called time ghosts, beings who appear as regular people but who have been taken from crucial points in history by an unknown force who thinks they shouldn't exist in the first place. So the force tries to erase them from their place in history, but they get the name time ghosts from escaping whatever prison beyond both time and space they are held in, to go wild and defy fate, to make things better. For this creates a second group called time fixers, who believe that time ghosts are parasites, creatures that deserve to be snuffed out. Our story begins in Webtoria, the homeland and birthplace of all changelings, where a young queen chrysalis, before she became queen, growing up in the shadow of Queen Atria, the most vile and cold queen ever lived, compared to Queen Chrysalis from the show. But this queen is also her mother. Due to a certain events, Queen Chrysalis was being raised to be just like her mother, and these events would most likely lead her down the path of evil, as we all remember her from the show. Her entire hive was living amongst a tribe of ponies, and they were using as livestock when Princess Chrysilla was kidnapped by a group of ponies when she was still scared and not truly the vile changeling villain she is in the show. When she said she was in chains after hearing a battle taking place, when a pony in a cloak showed up with a clock-looking symbol glowing on the mare's chest. "Are you going to kill me? What's going on out there?" "The ponies who took you from your hive have just freed the town. Queen Atrida is dead," said the mare in the cloak, before using some unknown magic to break the chains. "This battle took place a bit earlier than expected. Thank goodness." "Thank goodness? Do you mean you predicted my mother's death?" asked Princess Chrysalis, who was surprised at this. "Kind of. I am part of a group of different realities, and we know what happens to you if your mom didn't die today. You'd be as bad as her one day," said the mare in the cloak, who surprised her again with his prediction of a future she just predicted. "You are free to go now. I won't stop you, but only you can truly decide your own path. And here's something you should know. Don't be like your mom. Her way of ruling was wrong, and in all realities I am from, it'll lead to your downfall. Find happiness, love in something that isn't a food source, because there's more to it." "But where will I go?" asked Princess Chrysalis, who was scared about this. "To Equestria. That is where your destiny must lead you, and your rightful place to form your hive when you're old enough," said the mare in the cloak, who cast another spell that made a bunch of thuds outside the room they were in. "I just cast a sleeping spell. You can get out of town without being caught. And please note, there is someone in Equestria who is your destiny, who can help you stay on the right path if you choose to find him." "I don't want to be like my mother. She was nothing but cruel," said Princess Chrysalis, as the mare in the hood stepped back from the door as she rose. "I want to know, who is the one whom I'm tied to? Who are you ponies?" "Well, we're not all ponies, but most would call us ghosts of time itself. You'll find the one you are meant for in Equestria, and his name, well, you'll just know when you meet him," said the mare in the hood, before disappearing into a magical glow of blue light, with a scorched clock symbol on the ground where she once stood. It had a ghost symbol. Queen Chrysalis found 2 drones who survived the attack on her hive, and said as she looked out a nearby window to see the remains of her mother's hive burning to the ground in the distance, "You two made it. We're leaving. Do you still have a boat?" "Yes, Princess Chrysalis. As of now, we're in your charge. A boat. Where are we going?" asked one of the drones, who was curious. "We're leaving this land. Our kind is no longer safe here. So Equestria is our next destination," said Princess Chrysalis before they left the building where she was being held captive and headed to the docks. As she walked, she found that the strange mare who freed her was speaking true, and every pony in this town, including the ones who pony napped her, were under a sleeping spell. Strong enough one that was allowing them to make as much noise in their movement to leave that the noise wouldn't even stir them. "It looks like these time ghosts are trustworthy, and they knew about my fate from another reality, one where I turn into as big of a tyrant as my own mother, and it leads me to losing everything I would ever care about. I can't let that happen. I will take anything I can get to make sure I can become a good leader and find both happiness and this so-called love not being a food source. I've never known such a thing because my mom only showed me what it was like to fear the unknown and be heartless." They found a boat, and one of the other drones from her mom's hive said as they weighed an anchor and were off, "As of now, you shall lead us, Princess, but why Equestria?" "I'm out to alter my fate," said Princess Chrysalis with a sigh as she wondered where to start once she gets there.